Today's topic is The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. Zombie apocalypse. All right? So we're going to deal with that on the base level. Let me get, go to Google for me real quick. Let's start there. Go to Google, type in zombie. Let's deal with that for a second. Let's see what Google says. Everybody believe in Google. Go ahead.
Zombie. A corpse said to be revived by witchcraft.
So number one, it says it's a corpse, a dead body, all right? That's revived. Now, jump down to informal. Bullet point 2. Go ahead.
In popular fiction, a person or reanimated corpse that has been turned into a creature.
No. Right here. Bullet point informal.
Informal. A person who is or appears lifeless.
A person who is or appears lifeless. What else?
Apathetic.
Apathetic. Read.
Or completely unresponsive to their surroundings.
So that's heavy. Read that one more time.
A person who is or appears lifeless.
A person who is or appears lifeless. Go ahead.
Apathetic.
Apathetic means they don't have any signs of sympathy or empathy for other people around them in the same situation. Go ahead.
Or completely unresponsive to their surroundings.
Completely oblivious to what's going on around them. Completely unresponsive to their surroundings. What race of people do this sound like already? Go ahead. Read philosophy.
A hypothetical being that responds to stimulus as a person would, but that does not experience consciousness.
Somebody who does not experience consciousness. They are not really woke. You understand? If this is you, you are a zombie.
Turn up.
According to scholars, all right? So
Molly.
we're just not getting started. Let's go. Let's get the article. We're just trying to find out what a zombie is. And then we'll see who the zombies are. Let's get go to the simple Wikipedia, and let's look at zombie.
Zombie, mythical undead being created through the reanimation of a human corpse.
So now jump down. Go to characteristics.
Characteristics. Mobile, but technically dead.
They moving around, but they're still dead. Go ahead.
Without a heartbeat or other vital signs.
They have without a heartbeat or vital signs. Go ahead.
In a decaying, rotting state.
In a what?
Decaying, rotting state.
Another word for decaying is degenerate. All right. In a decaying or rotting state of living. Go ahead.
With discolored skin and eyes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Non-communicative, groaning and howling instead of speaking.
So non-communicative, that's the point, right? Because it deals with reality and then it goes into the fictional aspect that you see in movies. But non-communicative. Go ahead.
Unemotional.
Read.
With no mercy.
With what?
With no mercy.
So a zombie is unemotional or apathetic, as Google put it, and it says with no mercy. Read the next one.
With no mercy towards victims.
Go ahead.
Hungry for human flesh.
So they have a huge lust inside of them. Go ahead.
Clumsy and violent.
Clumsy and violent. Go ahead.
Vulnerable to destruction of the brain.
So their brain is easily destroyed. Vulnerable to destruction of the brain. Their mind is easily destroyed. Read the next one.
Unaffected by injuries.
Read.
Even normally fatal ones.
So things that would normally kill normal people, they are unaffected by it. They in astonishment. You understand? Read that part again.
Unaffected by injuries. Even normally fatal ones.
So read the next one.
Contagious.
What does it say?
Contagious.
Read.
A person that is bitten by a zombie will become a zombie.
So they're contagious. What? So they condition what? Spreads to others as well. So what? They corrupt. You understand? These are the characteristics and attributes of a zombie. Let me get that. What people come to mind, brothers?
Oh yeah, this is definitely the hood you just named. This is our so-called urban community at a nutshell. Every characteristic in there is on point with the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. This going on in every barrio, every reservation, and every hood. It's so relevant. First thing that came to mind was, even the groan and things like that. You know, scriptures that match that thing as well. I'm gonna let I'll bring it out, but fill in some of the blanks. A lot of that just basically it reflects exactly who are. You think about the youth first of all, the way the music, the drugs, the culture, everything is numb. That whole YOLO lifestyle. This is exactly what he just went over. YOLO. You only live once, but what they're doing, they're living while they dead.
Exactly. Twice dead.
Twice dead.
Plucked up out of roots. All right. So real quick, hold on. Let me. I want to go to the Encyclopedia Britannica. These things is what scholars is putting together. Check this out. Encyclopedia Britannica. All right. Go to characteristics.
Characteristics. Although the word zombie has been applied to different types of creatures, they generally share a few defining characteristics. Perhaps most importantly, a lack of free will.
A lack of what?
A lack of free will.
Okay.
Zombies are usually wholly subordinate.
Subordinate, in subjection. Go ahead.
Either to an outside force,
Uh-huh.
such as a sorcerer.
So guess what? Zombies, even though it may appear like a zombie just running wild, they always are in subjection to an outside force. You understand? Something has made them that way. Come on.
Such as a sorcerer,
Uh-huh.
or to an overwhelming desire.
Or they are just they in control of their desires. They in control. They are being controlled by their lust. A zombie is being controlled. You understand? So it says that it's either a sorcerer or somebody in a position of power that controls the horde, or it's the things inside of the zombie, meaning their desires and lusts, that control the horde. Come on.
Such as the need for human flesh.
Right. Which is just a symbol of the overwhelming lust. That's all it is. Go ahead.
Or revenge.
Or revenge, they control by. Go ahead.
Or simply to do violence.
Or it's just simply to do violence. That is what drives them. That is what controls the horde. You understand? Close out of that. Close out of that thing. This is from the Britannica. So a lot of research, a lot of studies, a lot of thought that went into this concept of what a zombie is. It's a zombie craze right now, all over the movies. Walking Dead. I think what is it? Is Walking Dead making a new season?
Man, I swear every month they got the Z. Was it Z Zombie?
Oh, that was Brad Pitt, right?
The one that they start running. They actually running this time. They moved up the elevator.
They've been running since Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead kicked it off.
What's the one they had the big wall? Was they
that
in
was
Jerusalem?
Z. That was Z. It was in Jerusalem.
It's another. They got all type. That thing's a flood in the game right now. Netflix. Just put zombie in Netflix. You gonna have a whole genre of zombie movies.
You wanna know why? Because guess what? One thing that you see, the reason why the zombie is so popular, because it's one of the only things that the so-called white man fears. The white man fears two things: zombies and black people. You understand?
Exactly.
He fear what he can't kill. You understand? And he fear black people. Something that he can't kill, he fears that thing. That's why zombie. It's a craze for it. You understand? And you're gonna realize that zombies are a metaphor for black people. They one and the same.
Exactly.
You understand?
I mean, even look at the video games, because they get that thing in their kids. My 4-year-old, he keep watching these little what's the Roblox and what's the other one with the blockheads? All the kids crazy about Minecraft. They got zombie modes for the kids on YouTube. You look at Call of Duty, what you got? Zombie mode. Everything is zombified. The one in Fortnite, they got zombie mode. That whole thing, it's a craze. Like you said, it's a craze of the zombie craze out here. Why? Because they're trying to send signals to the people, the subliminal. Why? Because they're fearful, like Alf said, and at the end of the day, they're throwing things in our face that they know that's over our head and people's going to fall for it. But understand, the powers that be, they know exactly what they're doing.
Excuse me, they always fear what they don't understand, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And they fear what they understand.
Right.
Right.
And they understand that we're the rightful rulers. And go to that article by the Smithsonian. Yes, I said it, the Smithsonian.
Zombie movies are never really about zombies.
What did the Smithsonian say? Read that again.
Zombie movies are never really about zombies.
Zombie movies are never about zombies. This is what the Smithsonian say.
Bring it out.
Go ahead.
Zombies have offered a way to work out cultural fears.
Zombie movies are a way to work out cultural fears. Go ahead.
About everything.
From what?
From race.
From what?
from race
From race to what?
to climate change.
Now let's jump down. Let's jump down. Go to race.
Racial tensions are the zombies' oldest theme.
Racial tensions is the origin of the concept of the zombie. And the reason why they be missing parts of their face is because they would sell parts of our faces for souvenirs. So that look that the zombies have, that's your forefather, who before he would get lynched would get his lip removed and sold as a hallmark or a greeting card. You understand? Who will get his finger removed. That's why they be missing fingers and joints and parts of their body. That symbolizes our forefathers who would receive extreme torture before and after lynchings. That's where the image of a zombie came from. You understand? So you'll see them, their smile, they got no lips. They would remove our lips and send them as souvenirs. They would sell them for $5 a pop. You know? So, but go ahead and read that again, Race.
Racial tensions are the zombies' oldest theme.
That's the oldest thing. That's the origin. Come on.
In fact, the idea of a zombie has roots.
Has what?
Has roots.
And what?
In the culture of enslaved people.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Drop the mic.
Wait a minute. This is the Smithsonian.
Smithsonian.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay. So these are highly educated people who are supposed to know history. They create museums. You heard of Smithsonian Museum. Right. Read what they said again.
In fact, the idea of a zombie has roots in the culture of enslaved people in Haiti as far back as the 1700s.
Right, and it goes into all enslaved peoples. So read the original.
The original brain-eating fiend.
The original brain-eating fiend, meaning zombie, for example, the original brain-eating fiend or the original zombie was what?
Was a slave.
Was a slave. Come on.
Not to the flesh of others, but to his own.
You said that he was not a slave to the flesh of others. He was a slave to his own flesh. Meaning what? We had our own bodies, but we were not in control of them. Exactly. It's talking about you. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians, you are the original zombie. You were the slaves who would not control yourselves. You were the mindless horde. You understand? And you still are. And we're going to prove that. We're going to prove that. Read on.
The zombie archetype.
Or concept. Come on.
As it appeared in Haiti and mirrored the inhumanity that existed there from 1625 to around 1800.
Was what?
Was a projection.
Was an image or a mirroring of what?
Of the African slaves.
It was just a mirror of the African slaves, the zombie archetype. That's all it was. It was an image of us. Come on.
Relentless misery.
What did it say?
Relentless misery.
That's what the zombie horde is. Do zombies look happy?
Right.
They don't look happy. Do they look excited?
Right.
You want to know? It says relentless misery.
Sound like hell to me.
Yeah. So come on.
And subjugation.
You said relentless misery and subjugation. Wow, that's all that is. Actually, give me instead. Yeah, and this is what the scholars at the Smithsonian talk about why they have teeth.
And guess what? One of the first big games was. Remember Tomb Raider, Resident Evil. They got an Edomite woman going around killing zombies all day. Or Resident Evil. They got that man going to the house.
Laura Croft.
Yeah. Good old Esau, man. It never seems to amaze me. That boy's crafty.
Excuse me. Instead, they be condemned to skulk the Hispaniola plantations for eternity. And undead slave at once denied their own bodies and yet trapped inside them.
You see that thing? So they viewed us as what? As undead slaves trapped inside their own body. Meaning what? You don't even have free will anymore. You understand? Is there more on that? Was that it? All right, that was all I wanted on that. So, very, very deep. That's very, very deep. Sometimes you gotta let stuff sit.
Yeah. That buttermilk.
Get something. You gotta let it sit for a second. You gotta just. You gotta inhale and you gotta just exhale. They talking about you. They talking about you. So when you look at The Walking Dead, what do you see? You see, just examine a zombie, right? We see what the Smithsonian had to say. Now, what do the prophets see when they see a zombie? What do the prophets see? Number one, when you examine zombies, they wander up and down, aimlessly, and they have no home. You never seen a zombie at home before.
Right.
You see that thing? They wander up and down aimlessly. They what? They strangers, aren't they? What is all this talking about? Let's get Hosea.
Bring it out.
Let's get Hosea. What is all this talking about? When you examine a zombie, it's a lot of different attributes of a zombie. That's okay. Let's get Hosea. Let's get Hosea 8. Let me get it with you. Amazon, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's get Hosea 8, and let's start at verse 8.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 8, verse 8. Israel is swallowed up.
It says Israel is swallowed up, meaning what? We are in captivity. Come on.
Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein no pleasure.
It says we will be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. Remember we just read in the, I believe it was the Smithsonian, they said what? The life of a zombie is relentless misery.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the Bible that said that Israel is swallowed up. Just like zombies don't have a home, we don't have a home. We swallow up among the heathens who hate our guts. And it says, the scripture says, as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. The article said zombies have a life of relentless misery. You see that thing? A vessel wherein is no pleasure. You see that thing? Let's get Baruch now. Let's get Baruch.
Where do y'all think the Smithsonian and all the scholars, the so-called white man, get their information from? They studied our history, and they're like, that's pretty amusing. Let's sell it and make an entertainment of it.
Let's get rich off of it.
Right.
Let's get rich off of them, and now let's create an archetype. You understand? Let's create an archetype based on those who built America, those who established the wealth of America, and then let's get more wealth. And they won't even know it. And they'll watch Walking Dead, and they'll get them a Netflix subscription, and they'll chill, and they'll create more zombies.
Right.
Somebody caught that. All right, so let's go to.
Let Michael Jackson make that thing exclusively big.
So let's get Baruch 3 and verse 10. Let's see the Bible.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 10.
Come on.
How happeneth it, Israel, that...
So God is asking, how happened it, Israel? So come right there. How happened it, Israel? Read.
that thou art in thine enemy's land.
You see that? That thou art in thine enemy's land. You swallowed up. You understand? Zombies don't have a home, and guess what? Israel don't have a home neither.
Right.
We got something in common already. Go ahead.
That thou art waxen old in a strange country.
You see that? We waxing old here. They done brought us over here. They ain't got no receipt. You understand? We can't even get the store credit. We ain't even born with passports, visas, dual citizenship, diplomatic immunity, nothing. You see that thing? We just waxing old in a strange country. And we ain't even citizens. We denizens.
Waxing old, that's when the body started decaying.
Exactly. Go ahead.
That thou art defiled with the dead.
That thou art what?
Defiled with the dead.
You see that thing? It says we are defiled with the dead. Most High God never made us to live the life that we live in today. You see that thing? But what? We have developed that same mind that America has. The age of decadence. We are in a society that's in a decline, that has no morals. You understand? Don't stand for nothing. Whatever feels right, do it.
Right.
So God says we are waxing old with the dead. Come on.
That thou art counted with them that go down into the grave.
What goes down into the grave? A corpse. God says you counted with the corpse. God is calling the zombies.
Period.
It says thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. Come on.
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
So why are we zombies? What does it say? Thou hast what?
Forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
It says we have forsaken the fountain of wisdom. Meaning what? We follow what? Our lust. The same way a zombie follows his lust. His whole life is about lust.
Right.
His whole life is about devouring. You understand? His whole life is about consuming. That sounds just like our people. Jump up to verse 4.
Verse 4. O Lord Almighty, thou God of Israel, hear now the prayers.
Hear the what?
Hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites.
How can dead people pray?
Right.
How can dead people pray?
Message.
I'm trying to figure out how do dead people pray.
I got a visual. How about when they at church every Sunday praying?
Oh man. Yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about. But guess what? The Most High God The Most High God needs you to come out of them churches and keep the laws. You understand? Side note, hold that. Get Proverbs 28 and verse 9. It's a oldie but goodie. It's a oldie but goodie. Get Proverbs 28 and verse 9.
No offense but truth. That's all we giving y'all.
That's all we give.
Don't take it personal.
Proverbs 20. While we're on the subject of prayer,
Right.
let's see how you get your prayers heard. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9.
Listen up, you dead Israelites, you zombies. Go ahead.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law,
Read.
even his prayer shall be an abomination.
So the Bible says when you stop keeping God's laws, guess what? He looks at your prayer as an abomination. You understand? The Most High God hears the law keepers. You understand? Now let's go back to where we was at. Let's go back now. That was just a side note. Little bookmark, little tab. Go ahead. Baruch 3 and 4.
Start from the top.
Yes, sir.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 4. O Lord Almighty, thou God of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites.
God says here, the Bible says, Baruch is asking God to hear the prayer of the dead Israelites. That's us. Go ahead.
And of their children.
You said our children are zombies. Our children follow what? They lust. Who they learn that from? Mommy and daddy? Come on.
Which have sinned before thee.
Why are we zombies? Why? Because we have sinned, we have forsaken the fountain of wisdom. It says, which have sinned before thee. Go ahead.
And not hearkened unto the voice of thee, their God.
Read.
For the which cause these plagues cleave unto us.
And the reason why these plagues, the reason why these atrocities, the reason why we can't get no justice, the reason why we got no peace, is because we have forsaken the fountain of wisdom, we have forsaken the one true God.
Right.
And now we in the lowest state. God is calling us dead Israelites. Even though we alive, even though we can pray, even though we can go to work 9 to 5, clock in, punch out. Guess what? God is calling us dead. Dead people. No Sixth Sense, no Bruce Willis. But we see a lot of dead people every single day. Let's get Ezekiel 37, because Ezekiel saw dead people. Ezekiel's like, Lord, what is this thing? What is this thing I'm seeing? Let's get that. Ezekiel saw a bunch of dead people. Ezekiel saw the zombie apocalypse. We're going to show you that. Get Ezekiel 37. Start at verse 1. We're going to read fast too, bro, because it's pretty lengthy. But Ezekiel saw the zombie apocalypse. He's like, Lord, what is this thing? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Well, they were very, very dry. Skin withered, bones showing, they were very dry. Come on.
And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
You know what? Sometimes, as we go out and we teach our people, we ride through, we always teach in the worst communities. Why? Because we know that's where our people are, unfortunately. You understand? We always go to those communities. And sometimes when you ride through those communities, you know that the only reason why you are in the truth, or the only reason why I know I'm in the truth, and I've changed, and I've kept God's laws, and I've seen how the Spirit of the Lord has moved around the globe, it must be the power of God to pull us out of that thing.
Right.
And we ride in these same communities that we came from, and sometimes you got that sense of despair, like, man, can these bones live? Look at our people. Pants sagging to their ankles.
Right.
Like they just hopped off the John. You understand? And it's just like, man, can these bones live? Can they come back and be a father? Learn how to be a husband? Can they come back and be disciplined men in the army of the Lord?
Right.
That's what Ezekiel, when Ezekiel's saying, can these bones live? That's what he's asking. Can our sisters stop being whores? Can they stop jumping from rod to rod?
Right.
You understand? Can they raise mothers? Can they raise wives instead of raising Tatiana? You understand? And Thada Lisa. Read what should I say? Mona Lisa.
Can it be sober-minded? Because a lot of them be drunk and high.
Or leaning.
Exactly.
What kind of witchcraft is that?
Kind of mess.
They doing a smooth criminal lean will not fall. It's like can these bones live?
The criminal.
Can these bones live?
What you said, a smooth criminal lean.
Yeah. Our kings is leaning. You understand? It's like the king of pop. Now our kings is leaning.
Right.
Get where you at, bro?
The bottom of verse 3.
Read it from top. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord God, thou
You
knowest.
see that thing? Ezekiel saw our people today. That's what he saw, the zombie apocalypse. And he said, man, Lord, you know. Meaning what? I doubt it.
Right.
Meaning I know with you, anything is possible. Without your spirit, no way would we be able to come back. No way. Go ahead.
Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
That's what our people lack. You see that thing? We need the word of the Lord. Come on.
Thus saith the Lord God unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
Read.
And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you.
So what is that? That's going into what? Joints, tendons, and then the skin. You understand why? Because zombies be missing those things. Come on.
And cover you with skin, and put breath in you.
You see that thing? Put breath and put life back into you. Because look at our communities are dead communities. Our communities are wastelands. Come on.
And ye shall live, and you shall know that I am the Lord.
Why? Because only the Most High God can fix our people. So guess what? Every time a person repents, the angels rejoice, but we rejoice also because we know it's nothing but the power of the Most High.
Right.
Come on.
So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above.
Watch this. Read.
But there was no breath in them.
No matter how woke our people think they is, no matter how much black unity, Pan-Africanism, Kemetic theology, 5%, 10% tithing, you think you holy, whatever you is, guess what? There is no breath in you.
Right.
There is no breath in you. You are still the walking dead without the law, statutes, and commandments and the faith of Christ.
Right.
So guess what? This right here is an example of us coming together. Whether we came together during the time of the 60s, whether we think we coming together today, done relaunched the Panthers, whether you are 5%, whatever the case may be, guess what? The Bible says there is still no breath in you. And the person without breath is dead.
That's right.
And the dead person that's on this earth is a zombie. So what is God telling us? Without his laws, you still a zombie. You come together. Zombies are always together in droves. You understand?
Right.
But there is no breath in them.
Just to make it clear.
Hold on, real quick. Read verse 11. Let God reveal to you who the people is to Ezekiel. Read 11.
Verse 11. Then he said unto me,
Watch this.
Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
So what all that represent? It represent our people in a dead state. He says these bones is the house of Israel. That's us without God's laws. That's us without wisdom. That's us without understanding today. That's us as baby mamas and baby daddies and convicted felons and criminals and thugs and GDs and vice lords murdering one another in cold blood, broad daylight, shooting out the sunroof in their head. Everybody mama but the person who was the target.
Right.
You understand? That's us today. It says these bones are the house of Israel. Read.
Behold, they say,
What do our people say?
our bones are dry,
Our bones are, we don't got no understanding. Come on.
and our hope is lost.
We don't have no hope. We don't know who we are. We don't know our land. We don't know our culture. We don't know our language. We speak in English. We've never been to England. You understand? It says we are dry. Our hope is lost. Read.
We are cut off for our parts.
You see that thing? We are disorganized. We have no unity. We have no sense of nationalism. We don't know who we are. We cut off from everything. We cut off from our own history. Just like a zombie. Just like a zombie. You never seen a zombie in a history class, in a movie.
Right.
You understand? You never seen a zombie talk. A zombie don't have his own language. You understand? Guess what? We don't have our own language.
Yeah. That's that groaning.
Get Deuteronomy 20:48. You gonna say some more?
Just for those who don't understand what that breath is that officer was bringing out, just to make it plain real quick, let's start. We have breath in us since the beginning, and we lost it. Let me get that Genesis 2 and 7, just to make it plain what the breath is.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
So ever since Adam, God have gave him the breath of life. And Ezekiel said he's seen the bodies coming together, but they still had no breath in them. Our people, like Officer said, y'all still don't have a breath no matter what or how wise you think you are. But let's see what the breath is. Let me get 2 Ezra chapter 3, verse 4. What is the breath? Ezekiel seen the body coming together. He seen black people starting to unify. He seen them starting to try to find themselves. They got afros. They rocking all this natural stuff. But what is it what is they lacking? What was the Black Panthers lacking? What was the Egyptologists and everybody else that think they wise is lacking? Let's get this. Since the beginning, God placed this into our people. Read.
This is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 3, verse 4. O Lord, who bearest rule, thou spakest at the beginning when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone and commandest the people, and gavest a body unto Adam without soul.
He gave a body to Adam, just like we just read in Genesis. He gave a body to Adam without soul. That's how a lot of our people walking around, they have bodies, but they don't have no soul. Read.
Which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. He
breathed into him the breath of life, and then Adam became living before God. What, is it more on that?
No, that's it.
Give me where it says he commanded the people, right? Take it back to 6.
Read verse 7.
That's what I want. Yeah. Next verse.
Verse 7. And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way.
Do 6 and 7 again.
Verse 6. And thou leddest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted, before ever the earth came forward. And unto him thou gavest commandment.
What did he give Adam?
Commandment.
This is the difference between Adam, a man who didn't have a soul at one point. Until what? He had the breath of life that God placed in him. And what was that? Read 7 again.
And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way.
He gave Adam commandments to love thy way. So since the very beginning of our people's history, God placed the commandments, which was the breath of life. This is what every organization, belief system, powerful so-called movement, y'all all lack the breath, which is the commandments of God. That's all I wanted.
Oh, praise. You can't put all in front of that. That's all I want. All right, so from there, let's go to Psalms 83. Because remember, we was just dealing with a basic understanding of a zombie, right? They got no history, no home. You understand? They got no understanding. Why is that? Why are our people? Because our people are in the same position of a zombie. How did you get in that position? And did you have Deuteronomy 28 also?
Yeah.
We'll come to that back. Let's get Psalms 83. Let me show you who made you a zombie on the earth. Psalms 83. Go ahead.
You want one?
Yep.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
So the word thine means yours. Okay? Yours. It belongs to you. Verse 2 says, for lo, thine enemies, God, meaning your enemies, God, do what?
Make a tumult.
Your enemies are angry.
No, God loves everybody.
Even if he did, he still got enemies according to this verse.
Oh.
You understand?
I digress.
At the end of the day, he got enemies. You understand? So it says, for lo, thine enemies, and God don't love everybody, disclaimer.
Right.
It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee.
They that hate thee. Thee means you. They that hate you, God, come on.
Have lifted up the head.
Those that hate God, guess what? They rule this earth. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. It says, they that hate you have lifted up the head. They the ones who are the head. We're the tail. Come on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against God's people. Come on.
And consulted against thy hidden
It
ones.
says they consult against us. We're the hidden ones. We're God's people. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Those of you who are catching hell. You understand? Those of you who have relentless misery, like a zombie has a life of relentless misery. You understand? Those of you, y'all are the hidden ones. Y'all are God's people. It says they have taken crafty counsel and they consult against you. Meaning what? They have think tanks and ways to destroy you. What new trend can we put into the community that we know they'll follow? Like mindless zombie. What zombie hearing noise? What they do? They flock to it. You understand? So what trend can we put into the community that can lead them astray? What government grant can we put into the community that'll lead them astray? Like, you know what, let's give the women Section 8. Then they'll leave the men. Then we'll destroy the house, single parent house. So they're more likely to drop out of school. They're more likely to be in prison. That's what we would do to lead the horde away, to lead the horde astray. They consult against the hidden ones. Go ahead. Verse 4.
Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
You see, 'cause zombies don't have an identity. Zombies don't self-identify.
Right.
You never seen a zombie looking in the mirror? Like, I'm zombie and I'm proud. You understand? So they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in
You
remembrance.
see that thing? They took away our identity. You understand? They took away our heritage. They took away our history. They left us with nothing. So we're human beings on a planet. You understand? Every nation has their history besides the horde of zombies that they have deemed blacks and brown people.
Right.
Right.
You understand? Everybody has their language that they started with besides who they call black and brown people. Zombies don't have a language? Damn, Negroes and Hispanics don't have a language.
Right.
Wow, how do we get so many things in common with the zombie? Because the zombie is talking about you. You understand? The zombie is a reflection or archetype of your life. Let's get Deuteronomy 28:48. Let's get more in there.
That hidden ones is not in there for no reason. The Most High clearly, like I'm bringing out, we the only people in the world who do not have a homeland. We're the only people in the world who do not know our language. All this is definitely your book. You cannot deny that this Bible belongs to you so-called blacks and Hispanics. No matter how you cut and shape it, how much you want to deny it, you are the zombies of the earth. You are the hidden ones. You're the ones with no nationality. That the name Israel be cut off. You've been cut off, you black people. Been cut off.
Start at verse 47.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 47.
Come on.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
You see that thing? Because you know how people always ask us, why would God do this? I thought God was love. Why would God do this? Read 47 again.
47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine
He
enemies.
says, okay, just like any other father. Listen, boy, you're gonna do what Daddy say, because you in Daddy house. I'm your father. I brought you in this world. That's the Most High. He fits all those qualifications. He brought us in this world. He damn sure can take us out. You understand? He gave us what? Rules, guidelines. The Bible calls them laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? If you don't want to serve me, he says, therefore you will serve your enemies. You're going to serve somebody. You understand? Same way you can't follow your father's rules, guess what? You're going to follow the warden's rules in the federal prison. You're going to follow somebody's rules.
Right.
Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against thee,
Which God sent against us. Come on.
in hunger, and in thirst,
Read.
and in nakedness.
For every desire. You see that thing? For every desire that you chase, you got to go to your enemy now. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
Remember, it says that even in fiction, the archetype of a zombie, they always have a sorcerer that people can't see that actually control them or set them up and put them in that position in the first place.
True.
You understand? It says, or they are following what they own desires or lusts. Guess what? It's one and the same. Because for everything that we lust for, whether it be hunger, thirst, or nakedness, with clothing, basic shelter, we got to go to the sorcerer. We got to go to the source. We got to go to Master.
True.
You understand? It's one and the same.
Right.
Come on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He had us in chattel slavery. That's what it means. A yoke of iron. A yoke is a circle. He had yokes, shackles around our neck for how long?
Until he hath destroyed thee.
Until he have took our language, land, culture, laws. He took 3 L's from us. And now we holding a big L. You understand? Let's get Ezekiel 21.
Hey, could you just get that highlighted part right there? That segues exactly to what I've just brought out. The name of the book is definitely synonymous to what we just brought out.
What's the name of the book?
Bring it out, off.
The name of this book is The Valley of the Dry
You
Bones.
can't make this stuff up.
Man.
Page 7. The lack of black business results in the destruction of black community. How so? The lack of black business results in a higher rate of unemployment, especially among males and youths, leaving thousands of black males idle, standing on the corners cursing, drinking, shooting craps, and scheming to commit crime.
Why do you stand on the corners? Because you have nowhere to go. You're dead. Read.
As a result of unemployment, the crime rate skyrockets.
Uh-huh.
And don't you see zombies idle? until there's some mischief for them to get into.
Exactly.
They sit there idle, don't even move. They hear a leaf crinkle, and they own that, right?
They all together, yeah.
Come on.
Those unemployed become poor family supporters, the basic unit of society. The family is broken up. The black woman becomes tired of her unemployed man or husband.
Like I brought up earlier, this is what happens in the black households. They break the family up because the man can't get a job. Why? The scripture just said that he would be destroyed. After he take that yoke of iron, he's going to destroy us. How? These are some of the tools he did. Break up the family. That's one of the first goals. Read.
She does not need him anymore.
That's his welfare. Our so-called master, the sorcerer, take care of the woman. Read.
She is either working on welfare and does not respect the black male anymore. She can get all she wants from the system.
She can get all she wants from master. This is how you break up the families. Why? Because that man, since he lost his everything about himself, he can't get a job. Don't let him get a record. Go to prison. This man can't do nothing. So what? He stands on the street corner. He becomes a zombie. He becomes idle. He loses himself. He don't care about life, and he don't care about the brothers or sisters around him. Like the zombie, and don't care about anything around him. Read.
He just wait around for his next lick.
Wait around for his next lick. That's it.
Wow.
She can get all she wants from the system, which caters to the woman.
Which what?
Which caters to the woman. The system gives her a job quicker than her man. If she is not working, she gets food stamps, money, medical assistance, and grant from college.
Because guess what? The system's going to take care of this woman now. But there's always a plan B with that. So basically, what we show an example of, the black man is just became a zombie right in our face due to unemployment. That's a systematic thing to target black men and say, well, we have to depend on our enemy for all things. One thing we need to take care of our household is jobs. So guess what? When we find out we don't have nothing, we can strain into anything in the world to get our hands on for growth, for any type of respect from our own people, from our wives. Eventually they're going to lose respect for the man because why? He became dead. But we're giving y'all the formula. Whether you got a job or not, there's still a formula out there to overcome all this.
Right, but look at the level of thinking that went into our downfall. You see that thing? Look at that level of articulate brainstorming and thinking and wow. Real quick, Ezekiel 21. I'm gonna let God say it. Let's see what God said. Ezekiel 21, verse 31. So what are we showing y'all? God is mad at our people. He put us in this position, but in the earth it's the white man who propagates the decree from the heaven. You understand? He's the one who acts out God's wrath upon us.
Right.
You understand? Read Ezekiel 21 and 31. Watch this.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, verse 31.
Watch this.
And I will pour out mine indignation upon thee.
What did God say?
I will pour out my indignation upon thee.
Read.
I will blow against thee.
A life of misery. That's God blowing against us. We try to build our life of a sandcastle, and God blows it. You understand? God ruins it. He disturbs our life. Why? Because we're not living right. We living in our own lust. So he blows upon our inventions. Come on.
I will blow against thee in the fire of my wrath.
Read.
And deliver thee into the hand of the brutish men.
He would deliver us into the hand of who?
The brutish men.
Of brutish men. They are beasts. They are animals. You understand? Come on.
And skillful to destroy.
What is the white man?
Skillful to destroy.
He's an expert at destroying nations.
Yeah.
And keeping them destabilized. He destabilizes countries for America's well-being.
True.
And guess what? We in the belly of this white man. We in the belly of America spelled with 3 Ks. It says that he is brutish and skillful to destroy.
That goes with that crafty counsel. To be crafty, that thing, to craft anything, you have to be creative. To put something together, that means you put that thing from the bottom up. Crafty takes a skill. That's why it says skillful. He is good at what he do. His job is to destroy us as a people. And he's great at it. He's great at it.
Skillful to destroy. All right, so from that, as we can see, we have many things in common with the so-called fictional, air quotations, fictional zombie. No home, no history. Also, just side note, what's the diet of a zombie? What is it? What is he?
It's meat.
Meat, right? But what kind of meat? Is it chicken?
Human bodies.
Human flesh.
Right. So what's on the inside of a human body? Blood. What else?
Flesh, bones.
Blood, guts, right?
Yeah. Guts,
Okay.
All the nasty
Hey,
stuff.
real quick, sis, can you play something for me? Because I want to show y'all something. No pun intended, but you know, it's funny how the so-called Israelite, the blacks, Hispanic, y'all gut eaters too. Y'all got a lot in common with zombies. A lot of y'all are still gut eaters. Let's listen to one of my big bros from back in the day.
In the house, they ate high up on the hog. The Negro in the field didn't get nothing but what was left of the insides of the hog. They call them chitlins nowadays. In those days, they call them what they were, guts. That's what you were, a gut eater. And some of you all still gut eaters.
That's all I wanted. So some of y'all are literal gut eaters. Some of y'all like to eat the inward parts, the undesirables, just like a zombie. Some of y'all are gut eaters, but you know, I digress. But on another note, on the spiritual side, the zombie, his diet, you understand, is symbolic to a way of living. You understand? It's a way of living. It's a way of survival. That's what it goes into. But I just want to say, some of y'all are literal zombies. Some of y'all are literal gut eaters. Some of y'all like y'all meat red too. Give me that real quick. Some people don't know that they in sin. Give me that. Give me that in Leviticus 19. For you gut eaters and blood eaters out there, acting like massa. Want your cow still moving? I gotta deal with that. That wasn't even in my notes. I'm gonna touch on that thing for you zombie. Leviticus 19. You know I want 26.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 26. You shall not eat anything with the blood.
You shall not what?
Eat anything with the
You
blood.
shall not eat anything with the blood. Y'all know Leviticus 11 and 7 tell you stop eating swine for you gut eaters out there.
Right.
Calling them chitterlings. How dare you give it a pet name? Try to give it a nickname.
Make it sound good.
Try to make it sound, and chitterlings don't even sound good. If I never even knew what it was, I wouldn't want no chitterlings. But God said don't eat anything with the blood. Go ahead.
Neither shall ye use enchantment nor observe times.
So that was all I wanted on that. So, but again, going back to the spiritual side, the zombie, he eats and devours flesh. And then that's his way of living. And we get Jeremiah 2. Watch what God say. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14.
Remember, the zombies are controlled by a sorcerer. So there's always a source behind the condition of the masses. Go ahead, Jeremiah 2:14.
Is Israel a servant?
What did God say?
Is Israel a servant?
Read.
Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he a what?
Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he a homeborn slave? Read.
Why is he
It
spoiled?
says, why is he spoiled? Why is he so destroyed? How did he be deduced to nothing? Something that is spoiled is no good.
Right.
God is asking us, y'all like being in this condition? y'all like being under the white man? Y'all don't like ruling?
Why are you rotting? The fact you eating flesh. The fact that he tells you not to do one thing and y'all keep doing contrary. What's wrong with you basically? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Just like today, a lot of y'all hear these commandments coming out the Bible directly from the speakers to your ears, and you're still going to eat rare meat tomorrow. You're still going to eat pork chops this weekend. Nothing can save y'all at this point until you really hearken and know that this word is the true word of God. A lot of y'all just love being dead.
So,
2 times dead.
wow. So with that being said, as the scripture just said, he asking us, are y'all homeborn slaves? Why are y'all spoiled? It's like we like this condition. You understand? And going back to the gut eater thing, he made you eat that on a plantation. Now you want to Walmart, you buying it for yourself. Why are you spoiled? You understand? But it goes, boy, our people never, give me Isaiah 1. When you examine a zombie, right, you never see a zombie stop and scratch his head and go, you know what? What am I doing?
I'm tripping.
Where am I? You never see them stop to consider any. That's how our people. Hey, bro, what's your nationality? I'm Christian. No, your nationality. What nation do you come from? Oh, I was raised Baptist. Brother, I'm speaking plain English to you.
Right.
I'm speaking the King's English.
I don't want to talk about that. Brothers get mad about that question.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't with the semantics. Bro, I'm asking you who you is. Brother, when we playing semantics. You understand? So, but that's the actual, a zombie is running around acting crazy, eating human flesh. He's a human himself, or was one. He never stops. How did I get this way? Is this my natural state? You understand? You never see a zombie ponder anything. He just going with the flow.
Right.
That's our people. They going with the flow. But God, he wants us to be the flow. You understand?
Right.
Not go with the flow of our degeneracy. You understand? That's a zombie though. He just go with the flow. I don't know how I got like this. I got on a white coat and a stethoscope around my neck, but for some reason I'm chasing this 8-year-old down the street trying to eat it.
Right.
What did I used to be? You understand? Why do I have on a white coat? Why do I have on a stethoscope? Zombies don't do that. Our people don't consider neither. Read Isaiah 1 and 3. A lot of y'all act just like zombies. So God calls y'all dead Israelites. Go ahead, read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
The ox knoweth his owner.
So God says the ox knoweth his owner. An ox is a strong, very, very strong animal, but it's very, very dumb, simple animal. Go ahead.
And the ass his master's crib.
So the ox knows his owner. The ox is dumb, but he knows his owner, meaning what? His master or his God. It says, and the ass, which is a donkey, that's another dumb, stubborn animal. But at least he know his master's crib, meaning what? He know where to lay his head. He know where he come from. You can take him miles down the street, he can get himself back home. You understand? So God is mentioning two dumb animals, but at least those two animals got a lot of sense when it comes to who they owner, who they belong to, and their homeland. Go ahead.
But Israel
But is a word used for distinction. Our people, but, read,
doth not know.
we don't know our master or our God. We don't know our crib or our homeland. Ain't that what we call it, the crib, right?
The crib, yeah.
We think our crib is somewhere in Cleveland. We think our crib is somewhere in Columbus or Dayton or Cincinnati. No, your crib is in Jerusalem.
Right.
Your crib is in the land of Israel where the Garden of Eden was. Your crib is the cradle of civilization.
Right.
You understand? That's what your crib is. But it says our people what?
But Israel doth not know.
God says we don't know our God or our master. We don't know our crib or our homeland. And what else though?
My people doth not consider.
The heavy thing is, not only do we not know, it's one thing the fact that we were destroyed, but just like a zombie, we don't even consider. We never stop. Hey, who am I? Need to study. I need to get in somebody's library and do some research. Guess what? You got a library in your hand. You can go to the Smithsonian. I was just reading from the Smithsonian a second ago. You can read. You have full encyclopedia volumes in your hand to tell you that this land was called Arsareth. Then what? That's a breadcrumb. Damn, what is Arsareth? He read Esdras to figure out how to get to the New World. What is Esdras?
Right.
My Bible don't got no Esdras. He read the scripture in 2nd Esdras. I don't got no 2nd Esdras in this book.
Right.
Hey, hold on, they removed 14 books called the Apocrypha. All these different breadcrumbs. We don't, just like zombies. You could be sitting out, you could be a zombie eating an 8-year-old. You don't even realize you got a stethoscope and a white coat.
Well,
You better than what you're doing. You're a whole lot better. You used to put people back together. Now you're ripping them apart.
you know, on Walking Dead, zombies was eating their own families.
Sheesh.
They didn't consider anything.
Mhm.
They'll eat their daughter, their mom, dad. Remember, they turned to the zombie. Then the parents got to run from them or kill them. This is the same thing. Like I said, you don't consider your ways. Nobody looks back at anything to consider where they came from. You don't consider the ways of your own origin. And days go by, you get older, people going years after years without ever caring to know who they are and where they come from.
And like the officer just bringing out, they say we what? Crabs in a barrel. Crabs in a barrel do not behave like regular crabs. You understand? They do what? They they devour each other.
Yep.
And you know they got them, what they call,
Claws.
are they called claws?
They claws.
Oh, okay, they got claws.
Yeah.
So they start ripping each other in half. They all in a frenzy. You understand? But guess what? Crabs don't belong in a barrel. How do we get in this barrel? Let's relax. Let's figure this thing out. Let's help each other.
Right.
You understand? But we don't do that. We in the ghetto. I gotta get mine, even if I gotta take yours. That's a crab in a barrel mentality. But we never consider, how do I get in this barrel? You'll read now one scripture say God created the crabs and put them into a barrel.
Right.
You understand?
Hey,
That's not in here.
What's so crazy about that
They
saying?
belong on the beach.
The crabs got the tools they need to get out. They all got claws to connect each other to the top. They literally got the tools they need to get out the barrel, and they don't consider.
They rather devour one another.
Damn.
All hope is lost.
Damn.
Read verse 3 again. Come on, bro. Read that again.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know.
It's nothing wrong with not knowing something. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is what?
My people doth not consider.
Just like a zombie, you don't consider your current state, and you don't consider your past, and the disconnect between the two.
Right.
You understand? You don't consider those things. Give me Jeremiah 18.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
If it do evil in my sight,
Mhm.
that it obey not my voice, then I will repent of the good, wherewith I said I would benefit them.
God says because we do evil in His sight, He repents of the good. So we what? Remember we read in the Smithsonian, zombies live in what? Relentless misery. Why are we in relentless misery? Because God is repenting, meaning what? He's turning from the good that He would do to us. You understand? Go ahead.
Now therefore, go to, speak to them of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I frame evil against
The
you,
Most High God is framing evil against us. You understand? Come on.
and devise a device against you.
Read.
Return ye now every one
What are we supposed to do?
Return ye now every one from his evil way, and make your ways and your doings good.
Read.
And they said,
And they what?
and they said,
But our people say what?
there is no hope.
They say what?
There is no hope.
Our people say there is no hope.
Right.
We destroyed.
Right.
Nobody care about us. I don't care about myself.
Right.
Go ahead.
But we will walk after our own
You
devices,
see that thing? We will walk after our own devices. Go ahead.
and we will every one do the imagination of his evil heart.
You see that thing? Everybody's going a horn after their own desires. The zombie horde, the
Right.
apocalypse, the great ungodly multitude. You understand? We will all do according to our own hearts, meaning with our own filthy lusts. We gonna eat, devour, consume. That's what it's going into. And again, we don't stop and consider.
Right.
And remember, they always move in droves. Also was bringing out earlier how our men, they on corners, acting wild and crazy. You understand? Get Isaiah 51:20. That's in the Bible.
Right.
What do we read? We're reading the Bible. Isaiah 51:20. Let's read about the massive amounts of our men and our women. You got our women right there with them, twerking on the corner, twerking at the red light, with your red bottoms at the red light.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted.
Mhm.
They lie at the head of all the streets,
Read.
as a wild bull in a net.
It says they lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. Wild bulls in a net are violent. Are zombies violent? Are zombies violent? Or are they non-aggressive? Are they pacifists?
Very violent.
Talk to me.
Get next to him.
You understand? If you see a zombie, it's a problem. You should, guess what? Sometimes people see our brothers, they lock their doors. They cross the street. Oh, here come one of the Walking Dead. I better gotta dodge.
Clutch
You
their
understand?
purses.
Huh?
They clutch their purses and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
They on the elevator. They going to floor number 12. You get on number 3. They hit 5. You see 12 is lit when you got on. You like 12 is lit. You hop on. They hit 5. I got to get out of here.
Roll your windows up.
And the realism is our young men is like they will kill you on the corner. You on the wrong corner. Unfortunately, why? Because just like we bring on this book, they so impoverished they have nothing else to do besides rob and try to make their own way, because everything was taken from them. So we are wild bulls in the net, aka zombies.
Exactly. Go ahead and read that.
Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net.
As a wild bull in the net. Go ahead.
They are full of the fury of the Lord.
So then we are full of fury. What? We enact that fury upon one another. You understand? Violent. Come on.
The rebuke of thy God.
You see the thing? The rebuke of our God. Get Hosea 4:1.
Can I get one scripture real quick? Just to go piggyback what you just said about the sisters that been twerking on the same corner where the wild bulls is. Just to let you know, they're zombies too. Give me 1 Timothy 5 and 3 real quick. 5 and 5 and go to 6.
Bring it out.
This is the same type of. Don't think our sister's safe either. I know we get on the men here and there. Yes, our men are dead as well. But guess what? God got something for you too. 1 Timothy 5 and 5.
Bring it out.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 5. Now she that is a widow, indeed, and desolate, trusteth in God.
So those who have went through some things, some trials, guess what? They put their faith on the Most High, like sisters we know. Read.
And continueth in supplications and prayers night and day.
This is a repentant sister that learned that she was an Israelite. She learned her heritage, and she's getting back to the laws of the Most High. But there's more. Read.
But she that liveth in pleasure,
Twerking on the corner, the ones who like wine and champagne poured on them in videos, the ones that feel that they have to use every attribute of their gift for their husband to please the world. Read.
is dead while she liveth.
What is she?
Dead while she liveth.
This is a zombie. This is the female zombie. Don't think y'all sisters is not partaking in this natural state of being zombies. You are dead as well. You are twice dead. Read that again. 6. Just 6.
Verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure,
Like those ones who want to be Cardi B. Everything's about money, money, money. My nails, my hair. Everything's fun games. Just drinking every day, partying every day. You live in pleasure. You twerking for nothing. What about her? Read.
is dead while she liveth.
See, how can you be dead while you liveth? That's, again, this is going into you are spiritually dead. To God, you're dead now, and guess what? When Christ returns, you're dead again.
You're going to be dead.
Twice dead.
Oh, she dead.
Dead.
She dead.
She gotta die now.
Go back to that. So look, hey, the officer just brought out female zombies, man. It's my hot girl summer. It's going to be a real hot day when the Lord returns. Best believe that.
More fire.
More fire. Fire upon the dead girls in them. Get that.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel.
Watch this.
For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
It says the Lord has a controversy, meaning what? He has a huge problem with our people. Come on.
Because there is no truth,
There is no truth. Come on.
nor mercy.
There is no. Zombies don't have mercy. You ever seen that? You never seen a zombie picking up another zombie when he falls. You ever
Right.
seen that?
Never.
They trying to catch somebody. They have a common goal, right?
Yeah.
They all going towards a common goal, right? But one of them fall. They all just keep going,
They'll
right?
walk right over
They
him.
don't even look back.
Right.
They ain't nothing like Lot's wife. They just keep it. You know what I mean? Come on. There's no mercy among our people. We act just like zombies. All the other nations, they got sympathy and empathy. You heard one of them, the whole nation stand up.
Right.
They stand behind one another. But no, you heard one of us, it's all good. Amber Geiger getting her hair stroked by a black bailiff in the courtroom.
Damn.
She just killed your brother. You stroking her blonde hair because you infatuated with white supremacy.
Right.
Come on.
Dead.
That's right. I said it at 6:30 p.m. I said it. Come on.
Nor knowledge of God in the land.
There's no knowledge of God in the land. Come on.
By swearing
Swearing,
and lying
lying.
and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth
We
blood.
devour one another. That's what it's going into. It says, "And blood toucheth blood." That goes into what? Us devouring one another.
Yeah.
That's going into. You understand? That's exactly what zombies do.
Exactly.
Devour one another. You understand? Get Galatians 5. Galatians 5 and 14.
Can't make this stuff up.
You can't make this stuff up. Blood touches blood.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 15.
Come on.
But if ye bite and devour one another,
If you what?
if ye bite
If
and
you what?
if ye bite
Come on.
and devour one another,
If you bite and devour another, just like I guess I don't got to say it no more.
Yeah.
But read that again.
but if ye bite
If you bite,
and devour one
consume,
another,
read.
take heed that ye be not consumed one of another.
You see that thing? Why? Because you're going to reap what you sow. Take heed ye be not consumed one of another. Read.
This I say then,
Read.
walk in the Spirit,
Come back to the laws. Read.
and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Biting and devouring each other, fulfilling the lust of the flesh. You wonder what Esau got? Esau don't have an imagination.
Right.
Esau, the white man, does not have any imagination. He gets all his thoughts and ideas from the Bible.
Right.
He gets all his thoughts and cultural ideas, his trending ideas from our people. You understand? He has no imagination.
Right.
You understand? He studies other nations and prior kingdoms, and he definitely studies his Bible. That's why you have such thing as Christian commentators. The Bible wasn't written to the white man. How can he have a commentator
Right.
on a book that was not written to him? I write a book to my son, and then you mean a third party going to take what I wrote to my son and interpret it?
Right.
And make themselves the authority over the book, and then set up one of their own who the book was not written to as a pope who is supposed to sit as the authoritative figure for the whole Christian community,
Right.
and his words are infallible.
And never been through nothing in this book?
Golly, you can't make this stuff up. So what does it say? It says, but if you divide and devour one another, what is God telling us to do? We have to come back and walk in the Spirit. We ain't walking in the Spirit.
That's right.
We walking around what? As mindless zombies, biting and devouring one another. That's what the Bible says. You understand? And like I said, they move in droves. Give Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 3. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 3. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you are the Israelites. And guess what? Right now, y'all are the zombie apocalypse. Whether you're in North, Central, South America, Africa, you understand? You are the zombie apocalypse. Living out your own lusts. Running to and fro, you have no understanding.
At all.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 3. But the multiplying brood,
The what?
the multiplying brood,
Meaning the ungodly horde. You understand? The zombie apocalypse. The multiplying brood. Read.
of the ungodly shall not thrive.
It shall not what?
Not
It
thrive.
says it shall not thrive. Come on.
Nor take deep rooting from the bastard slips.
We cannot be successful as a people. We cannot thrive as a people with the way we are living. Come on.
Nor lay any fast foundation.
Mm-hmm.
For though they flourish in the branches of for a time,
Read.
yet standing not fast,
Meaning what? Not having any type of foundation. Read.
they shall be shaken with the wind.
They shall be shaken with. That's why our communities are destroyed. Because we are what? We lack foundation. We are all over the place. You know, give me that article.
While the U.S. is generally considered a highly religious nation, African Americans are markedly more religious on a variety of measures than the U.S. population as a whole.
It says that African Americans are markedly more religious on a variety of measures. Go ahead.
Including level of affiliation with a religion,
Mm-hmm.
attendance at religious services,
Mm-hmm.
frequency of prayer, and religion's importance in life.
Read.
Compared with other racial and ethnic groups, African Americans are among the most likely to report a formal religious affiliation.
Our people are the so-called most religious creatures on the planet. But we are the most destroyed creatures on the planet at the same exact time. And we are the most religiously diverse people. You ask a man who's an Arab, what's his religion? What are you going to say?
Muslim.
He going to say Muslim. You ask a so-called white man, what's his religion? What are you going to say?
Christian.
You going to ask a East Indian, not the feather, but the red dot Indian. You ask them, what's their religion? What they going to say?
The Buddhist.
They going to say they Buddhist or Hindu, right?
Right.
You ask us, you never know what you're going to get. We are a walking box of chocolates. What, you got a million man march, right? But their mind is on a million different things.
Right.
You see that thing?
Yes, sir.
That's the multiplying brood of the ungodly. That shall never take root from bastard slips. Shall never be established. That's us. That's our people today.
To and fro.
Adios míos. Get Sirach 13 and verse 15.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like,
Mm-hmm.
and every man loveth his neighbor.
So it says every beast loveth his like. Look at the people you surround yourself with. Those people are a reflection of you.
Right.
Just like a zombie. Who do you see zombies congregating with?
Zombies.
Other zombies.
Exactly.
What do they do? The same things. So you got show me your friends, I'll show you who you are.
Right.
So it says every beast loveth his like. Go ahead.
All flesh consorteth
All flesh gathers. Read.
according to
You
kind.
said the thing, all flesh gathers according to kind. Guess what? You smoke weed, guess what your friends do?
Right.
It's like you're not hanging out with them all day and they're not gonna light one up.
Right.
Guess what? If you hang with 7 whores, if you're not a whore, you're gonna be the 8th.
Right.
You understand? Just give it time. Just give it time.
Wait for it.
Give it a few ticks.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And a man will cleave to his
You
like.
see that thing? You cleave to those that are like you. You understand? So guess what? We got many different zombies today. We got the thug zombie. We got the gangbanger zombie. We got the drug dealer zombie. We got the whore zombie. Guess what? And they all gather and consort according to kind.
Right.
You understand? They all do the same thing. They all have the same purpose. They all have the same goals. They all live exactly the same.
Right.
So guess what? We have to come back to a solid root, a solid foundation. And going back to the violence, give me 1 John 3. Going back to that.
Can I get one? Let me get to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got to touch on something. Get 1 John 3. I'll show you what God said. Because our people have a huge epidemic with killing one another,
Right.
which is just like a zombie. You have violent creatures, not sensitive to bloodshed at all, broad daylight, nighttime, doesn't matter. You have no problem shedding blood at all, just like a zombie. I'll show you what God said. 1 John 3 and 14.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we have passed from death unto life.
God says, you know you are alive. You know you have passed from death or that zombie state unto life, read.
Because we love the brethren.
But we hate one another. Hate one another and murder each other, that's a sign of a zombie. God says, you know you're not a zombie when what? When you love the brethren.
Right.
When you love your people. Guess what? We love everybody but our own people.
Right.
Zombie apocalypse. Read that verse again.
Verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto the life, unto life, because we love the brethren.
Because we love one another. We love the brother. We love our brothers. We love our sisters. Is it more than that?
Yes.
Read.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
If you hate your brother, if you killing your own people and you hate your own people, you a zombie. That's what God is telling you. You abide in death because you got breath in your lungs. You can move to and from the earth, but you abide in death.
Exactly.
You a rotting corpse. That's what God is calling you.
Right. Just to piggyback off of that, get it different. Let me get Isaiah 59 and 7.
Bring it out.
Like you said, we move in droves of zombies. That whole series is you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Y'all walk to and fro dead, unaware. Let me get that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 7.
And this is what you do.
Their feet run to evil.
They feet run to evil, just like those brothers that's on the corner. They run to evil. What's that? The Z zombies, the ones that run, they leveled up. We got leveled up demons now. They feet run to evil now. Read.
Upgrades.
Upgrades, yeah.
And they make haste to shed innocent blood.
They make haste to shed innocent blood. What's that? They devour one another. They make haste to devour one another. That's that blood touching blood. They make haste to do that thing now. Read.
Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity.
Their thoughts is thoughts of iniquity. The only thing on our brothers and sisters' mind is sin. Iniquity, the pleasure of this world. You love this life. It's all wickedness. Your thoughts is just constantly on madness, sin, murder, hatred, covetousness. Everything that's about you is consumed with sin. Read.
Wasting and destruction are in their paths.
Just like them big droves of zombies, everywhere they go in big packs, wasting and destruction is in their path. Everywhere they go, they consume everything around them. That's why when you see the neighborhoods, what they do when black folks start moving in, everybody wants to move out.
There goes the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood. Destruction. They're destroying the community. Once that community is destroyed, guess what? They go somewhere else. Hey, let's build these niggas projects and make them stay there. But guess what? They destroy the projects. So what? Section 8 come in and rebuild the same projects to keep us living in them conditions, make them look pretty on the outside, make the walls thin to make us go crazy, and they keep us in that same area.
We used to scream black power while Hebron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.